Doom Eternal, like many other games, goes through a long process of being developed. It can sometimes take a few years, depending on how big their team is and how much content has to be created for a game. And along that timeline, various things in the game can get removed, changed, replaced, or hidden away and used for future content. It's not the first time that the fans would uncover leftover data that is unused. In a previous video, I covered some unused audio files from Samuel Hayden and what they could mean. Now, let's look at some more, but this time from the Marauder, the Conmaker, and the Doomslayer, which could give us more insight of some things that were left out in the final version of the game. So let's go over these extra sound files to see how different they are. We can also discuss any possible connections they might have to specific events.
It was my blood that made you. The progenitor may have sowed the seed, but it was I who made it possible, not him. You owe your power to me.
This file talks about how it was the blood of the Conmaker that gave the Doomslayer his power. The progenitor that sowed the seed is simply referring to Sammer Maker. He put the Doomslayer inside the divinity machine, and this process granted him divine power. There's another version of this file, but it mentions the Seraphim directly.
It was my blood that made you. The Seraphim may have sowed the seed, but it was I who made it possible, not him. You owe your power to me.
Another connection we can make with this is within one codex entry. Dr. Eleanor Richardson talks about the Doomslayer's blood type being AB positive. She says that his genome makes him part of the human race. But his blood samples turned up something unusual. There were foreign bodies present from an unknown origin. This could be linked to the Conmaker, or how Samuel Hayden said he had biochemical signatures of the Makers, either from the Conmaker or Sammer Maker.
I have access to the neural prime network of Makerland. I will mask your biochemical signature with one of their own. This may sting a bit.
This next one here takes place after the Conmaker finds out the Seraphim had put the Doomslayer through a ritual, which granted him those divine powers he now possesses. She actually talks to the Seraphim about his treachery, and how his actions have jeopardized the balance between darkness and light, which has been maintained for eons. Because of what the Seraphim did, his actions are seen as a sin, and he no longer has a place on Urdak.
It was blasphemy for you to be granted access to the Slayer ritual. Your sin has no place in Urdak. You recklessly threaten a balance that has existed between darkness and light for eons.
The Conmaker mentions the Seraphim one more time, but this audio file is hard to place in the story, but she clearly knew who betrayed her.
It was the Seraphim's deceit that caused this.
This next one is where the Conmaker talks about how Earth belongs to her, because of the plan she made a long time ago, and how their sacrifice will save so many from a far worse fate. She pleads for the Slayer to stop his attack and allow her people to live on.
You deny us the fruits that grow from the seed we have planted. Earth is ours to come. I fear for your people, I do. It is not easy to take the life that we gave them, but their sacrifice will save so many from a far worse fate. I ask you to put down your arms and allow my people to live on.
We all knew the Doomslayer was from Earth, but since the Doom universe talks about different realms, time, and space, this next audio file reveals that there isn't just one dimension, but many, and the Slayer comes from the 7th dimension.
Stop your foolish war now, and I will give you what you desire. I will send you back to your home, the Earth world in the 7th dimension. before the time of the demons. You may live there again as before. No memory of all the suffering you have been through. All your loved ones will be there, waiting to embrace you again, as if you had never left.
So that file says that the Conmaker has the power to return the Doomslayer back to his dimension and time period, to rejoin his loved ones waiting for him, as if he had never left in the first place. The Slayer would have no memory of the demons or the suffering he went through. This is what the Doomslayer truly desires. But of course, he declines the offer and continues his war against the Conmaker and the demons. If we look back at the time the Sentinels found the Doomslayer upon their land, they took him to the priests, and he met the Conmaker. He would then fight in the Colosseum to earn his chance at freedom to fight in the Sentinel army. But as he showed a commitment to battle and a never-ending lust to fight the demons, his skill had surpassed all the others before him. So by the king's order, he was placed within the ranks of the Sentinel warriors and trained alongside them. He would then embark on missions to the Dark World, and he would always return. But these missions were on behalf of the Conmaker. The next audio file mentions this.
I am the beginning and the end. You cannot resist my will, for it was you who was meant to enforce it.
When the Conmaker speaks to the Slayer about his actions towards the priests, she reminds him that he will not be able to stop them. He gave up an offer to take a place with the Makers for eternity, and now he will be extinguished like all lesser beings.
Your actions against the priests won't stop us. You could have taken a place alongside the Makers for eternity. Now you shall be extinguished, as is the fate of all lesser beings.
When the Icon of Sin is released, the Conmaker tells the Slayer to look upon Earth. Because of his actions, the humans could have been repurposed for something useful, but instead, the Icon of Sin will destroy humanity, and they will all burn. To the Conmaker, it's unfortunate, because the human souls could have been used to create Argent energy.
Turn your gaze to Earth, Slayer. Witness the result of your folly. When the Icon is unleashed, their fate is sealed. They could have been repurposed, harnessed, used. Because of you, they shall burn instead. What a waste.
When the Conmaker is defeated, she says how she will someday return to rise again. She also mentions how the people of Earth need something from her, but the audio cuts off, so we don't know her complete message.
I will rise again to lead them. Your people need my...
This last line just mentions how the Slayer will carry the burden upon his eternal soul. He will carry it for them. The burden is either the deaths he caused when the demons invaded Earth and the Icon of Sin was released, or the burden of the people he could not save anywhere.
What you dare, kill a god. Bring that burden upon your eternal soul. For them.
If we look at the cutscene when the Slayer enters the room with the Conmaker awakening the Icon of Sin, as the door opens, the Maker Facility voice says to him, "Welcome, Seraphim." There's a different line for this scene. It's very short, but it says, "Welcome, Progenitor." This is referring to the Seraphim, because the Conmaker called him by that word in another unused file.
Welcome, Progenitor.
These next few audio files are from the Doomslayer. He's given a few more lines, which could have played during the time he was brought to the priests and met the Conmaker. This, of course, took place in the past.
Please, you must listen to me. They are coming. coming for you all. They will leave nothing left. Get your hands off me! The demons, they are everywhere! I've killed bigger and worse than you.
These last ones are about the Marauder. Judging by their message, it sounds like they were supposed to play when he meets the Doomslayer. He still sees the Slayer as unworthy of his rank. The Marauder certainly does not like the Doomslayer. Here's what it says.
Your end shall not be quick. To the end, your honor and duty are nothing. Only pain matters. A slave to their beliefs, you suffer in silence. You will die for their sins.
So that's it for this video. What do you think about these unused audio files in the game? Could some of them have replaced the current ones to better fit the story? Tell me in the comment section. If you want to see more content around the Doom universe, then subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram, so follow me on those platforms. Thanks for watching. My name is Acid Glow, and I'll see you in the next video.